Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. I was supposed to have a session with Ali Baba, but he's not here. So I guess what we'll do is that we'll just talk amongst ourselves. Some of what we discussed this morning, we'll do an phone in. What do you call it? Open mic. Yeah. You can see I'm a little bit annoyed. And I don't. When I have a guest, the simple courtesy any guest should do really should be here about 10 minutes before now. This is after 9. My guest is not here. No phone call. But the show must go on. Okay.
Yes.
So 2 things that cropped up this morning is the issue of the INEC chairman, Jide Adani's story. Is coming up next week, yes, but you can lay the foundation. And I wonder what you think. What do you think of the prerequisites of a new INEC chairman? What do you think he should have? What do you think? Now, let's get this clear. What do you think the president should be looking out for? And what do you think we, the people, should be looking out for? I see a lot of things, people talking about the Constitution this and the Constitution that. I believe a lot, whatever Constitution you have, no matter how good or bad, it depends on those who are operating that Constitution. Okay, so that's the way that works in my mind. Also, the other issue I'd be glad for you to comment on is the issue, you don't have to be a Yoruba person to comment on traditional, our traditional rulers. They seem to be at loggerheads with Obasanjo, the ex-president Obasanjo. He believes that the door has been left open for all kinds of people to be traditional rulers. Not all. Let's quickly state that. I think there's something wrong with that institution. The rules are not followed. Like Obasanjo said, it's also been highly politicized. And part of the disdain he has for them, I think, Obasanjo is known to be somebody to be extremely expressive. I'm different from him. I would just sidestep those areas. All of you remember the Dide Edoko. All of you will remember, when that took place, and so we will look at those two. We'll look at those 2 issues this morning. Now let's be careful. The traditional rulers one, I advise very strongly. But what the issue of the traditional rulers, I'm going to expand over time. I'm going to have to bring in some elders to come express themselves, and I think it needs to be. Excuse me. I think it needs to be remodeled. I think we need to do something about the process. It is a pity, but I think we might also have to have guidelines. I mean, an Oba is a protector of our culture and our religions, our traditional religions. He's not even the protector, he's virtually in charge. He's what I will call the version of the Pope. Now, definitely, you do not expect the Pope to criticize the Catholic Church. That's the way it goes. The Obaship institution is our own Vatican. And even though we don't want to be fastidious about certain things, but the way I look at it is if you are not interested in practicing traditional religions, you have no business going near the stool. But that has been politicized. And there are a lot of us who are indigenous minded. I'm a Christian, by the way, so... but I believe that for those who he works for, Isheshe is a traditional thing. I also believe that one of the reasons why we have refused to develop is that we seem to have been inclined more to foreign things than to our own natural things, okay? Believe you me, look at the Indians, look at the gentleman who became the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. The only thing, Rishi Sunak, is maybe just because he wears a suit and has an English accent. He hasn't forgotten his Indian origins. Look at the mayors. Look at all of them. Look at the Chinese. They speak their language. If you want to, they speak their language, and they have their own practices and religion, and they don't care about it. They stick to it, and therefore they are highly developed. So these I believe the issue, the Obas they themselves need to look inwards. How have you presented yourself to your constituents? Obas have shown to identify with the elite, going to parties we showing in the past. Where would you see an Oni of I'm not saying this one now, in the past, an Oni of Ife or an Alafi of Oyo at a party or at a social function? They were like demigods. They were like, and there were reasons for keeping it that way. Obas shouldn't eat in public. They shouldn't. There's an Oba recently in Yoruba land made a garland out of money to spray a musician. You can't do that. If you had an Oba dancing, he would just, just roll around a little bit on the dance floor and go and pass the money through the backyard to give the band leader. And all this with wives and this, it's not. I don't think that's what the traditional stool is meant. People talk about change. Yes, there could be change, but it must have a limit. It must have, till date, the King of England or the Queen of England has to follow tradition to the letter, unless it is formally changed. They have to follow it to the letter. And this helps build a country. It helps build identity. Okay, it helps build a country. It helps build identity. It imbues pride in the people. But what we have, imagine we had an Oba who went outside the country to disparage his religion that he intends over. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? So we need to talk to her. We need to talk to her. So if you have a problem with Obasanjo, I will understand that. I know he can be very brash and he can to put it blunt, he can be rude and whatever. But we shouldn't throw the baby away with the bathwater. We shouldn't throw the points he has raised away with him. I mean, that's one of Dide, Joko, Obas. Would you have done that in the 60s? Even Awolowo couldn't do it. Awolowo would tell the Ooni of Ife during his own time to Dide and Joko. Let me tell you, Sheriff, if somebody tried that in the days when you had the old Obas, you will be the one to you keep standing and sitting by yourself, and they'll be asking your guy what happened. I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps. I'm particularly upset by a lot of things. We have Obas who claim they are born again Christians. What kind of contradiction is that? You're going to be set up. You are the receptacle of Isheshe and whatever. How can you be a born again Christian? I don't get it. The same thing with some who claim to be. There's nothing wrong in being Muslim or whatever. Don't disparage it's a contradiction. The religion and the cultural practices is domiciled in the Obaship. And I think by choice you can decide not to be. I think you can decide, if you are chosen as an Oba, you can decide not to be. But even the process by which people do become Oba has been completely compromised and politicized. So, we are going to open up our lines. I'm so sorry Ali Baba didn't show up. I don't like things like this. I'm going to be very honest with you. I still spoke to him 30 minutes ago, not a message, nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, that's an insult to both me and to you listeners out there, because I've been saying since yesterday that it was going to come. I don't know what this country is coming to. I'm sorry I I'm too pained to keep quiet. I still chatted with him 30 minutes ago. I don't know why people do this. And I do apologize. Okay? I apologize. It is important that we know that it is a privilege for you to be on radio and come and talk to the rest of the country and indeed the world. We're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube. And I honestly don't think this should have happened. Whatever it is, no matter what. If I were to appear... Alibaba, please go back. You cannot be coming to my program at 9:15. No. I won't do it. Okay, so we are going to open... He's here, but I'm not going to open that door. We're going to take your messages. Your we're going to take your calls now. It just turned up now. You can't be coming to my show at 9:15. Should have been here 5 to 9, and he should know that. I'm feeling insulted, and I apologize on his behalf. 0201-277-0993 is the male line, and the female line is 0201-465-7190. We have a first caller there. Are the lines working?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, we have a caller there. Hello. Good morning.
My brother, good morning.
Morning.
Brother, you follow calling from Owe, Ogun State.
Yes.
Alibaba didn't do things well because we don't do things like this. If you have appointment by 9, 8:45, you have to be there, not after 9, because I understand how radio works. Thank you very much.
Okay. But let's leave that. Let's leave that issue. Let's continue to have our own nice program here. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Jimi, I greet you all, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Can my open mind go to another side?
Well, you're not sounding. I can't. Can you call back,
Hello?
please?
I think it's in the car or something.
Oh, he's in a car. Oh, okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yudogu 1 and 2.
Hey, my friend, how are you?
Esquire.
Esquire.
Yeah, Ujimadu, come on, sir.
Yes.
Chief Ambassador, I have a question. Number one, the man in charge of Rivers State now,
Yes.
all the political appointees and all the whatever. So those people is going to appoint from which camp?
Well,
Then for the CGN,
that's the point that I made this morning with Sheriff on our 7:30 program. That how is he going to know who to pick? You've wiped out SSD or whatever. You've cleared them all. So who's going to give you? You're not from that state. You don't know that state. You probably
the Chief Ambassador.
Yes.
The second one, the CGN, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had asking the judiciary to sit up and do the right thing.
Yes.
I wish she can stand her feet and monitor those guys because they are not helping matters at all. Thank you very much.
Well, my reactions to that, of course, the CGN is highly placed in the country, and I don't want to sound critical of anybody or of any system. But I think that we all should know what to do, not just rhetoric. We all should know, like President Jonathan says, instead of pretending to be sleeping, I don't know, that kind of logic I don't understand. I think he said something like, if somebody is sleeping, you can wake him up. If somebody is pretending to sleep, then there's nothing to wake up. But I think we all know what is right. All practitioners, even us, the populace, we know what is right. The media, we all know what is right. I hope that is done. That's about the best way I can react to that. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Mr. G, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, please allow Alibaba to greet us.
I beg my brother, forget that one. Do you have something to say?
Nothing much. Allow him to greet us.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Like I want to talk about the INEC chairman thing.
Yes.
Like you said during your program with Sheriff in the morning, that at least whosoever is there will want to put his man there. But I just hope you mentioned a name. In Mike, the one time wreck in
Mike Guinea.
Cross River. Mike Guinea, yes, Mike Guinea. I just hope they will look for somebody like that to make the next chairman. One. Two, Babawa Obasanjo, you know the way he talks anyway. And you are right. Our traditional rulers are really, if I may use that word, bastardize the institution.
Yes.
You see them everywhere at parties. And in our days when we were young, I'm within your age range. When we were young, I know that hardly would you see an Oba outside, you know?
Well, it's
Sorry,
not.
I didn't mention my name.
It's not.
My name is Damulama Jekudumi. I didn't mention my name.
Morning, sir.
My name is.
Okay, it's not so much just seeing them outside. That's not the main issue. There's something called carriage. I grew up. I was born in the 50s, which is quite obvious to everybody. So by 65, I was a 10-year-old, and I know what traditional rulers were then. When I think of the Ono of Ife at that time, I think of the Olowo of Owo. I think of even the Oba of Lagos. This, you see, being Oba, it comes with certain things. You can't be an Oba and be a socialite. I don't think so. The whole idea of going to Ikpebi and all these things, first of all, Obas are picked because usually it is assumed that Obas they are born and not made. Okay, and by the time you've gone through Ikpebi and so on and so forth, it calls for you have to withdraw. You have to be withdrawn, not what we have today. Obas did not live in an ostentatious manner. They identified with the people. What we don't have Obas now, we have rulers. You know, they've joined the elite. Everyone comes with police escort. I mean, I don't understand. The only time I think I ever saw Oba Yekon at a function, the only time I think I ever saw him at a function, he quietly walked in with one or two people who sat somewhere, did his bit and left. He didn't eat, he didn't drink. But what we have now is appalling. Gold chains, spraying at parties, a flock of women. In those days, the Oloris were never seen in public. How dare you look at an Olori? Oma Dijuni. I know that times will change, but I mean, for God's sake, there are some things that you should hold. These things help hold the society morally. We are talking about our society being decadent, and some people are contributing to the decadence. You are not going to build a society where the elites continue to be more and more ostentatious, making the downtrodden, making them eager to do whatever it takes to join them. When I was growing up, honor was given to the middle class, to people who were workers, palm sex, lecturers, not to the rich. But things have since then, and it's so demeaning that you will find somebody who's supposed to be the protector of our traditional practices and religion, condemning that same thing in another country. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, Kabiyesi, but the truth has to be told. Sheriff.
I agree.
Yeah. The truth, you didn't hear that. You didn't put on your mic when you said I agree. Now you said I agree in a muffled tone.
I agree.
I agree to what?
What you have said.
What did I say? Okay, can we take one more call?
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
This is John.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, those days, it's the oracle that used to choose those people now.
Yes.
Now it's not like that. That is why all this our juju is not working anymore.
Yes.
Because the wrong people are in power. Most of them, or not all. That is the reason why. If not, the king will just say, shut up your mouth. The man will just shut up. He will not speak again.
Yes.
So those things, are you seeing them again?
No.
You are no more seeing them now. Thank you.
Okay, we have to take a short break and we'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Ramadan, a season to feed the soul and mind. It is the season to share a helping hand in prayer and deeds. A season to share happiness, to put a smile on someone's face, and food on others' stable. It's the time to share happiness with Golden Penny. Share happiness and nourish families with a range of Golden Penny food products. Ramadan Mubarak from Golden Penny. Golden Penny, home of good foods. Serving happiness, nourishing families.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a world view. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
Mama, you know say pudding they make small pikin grow well and strong.
Since I discovered Maggi soya chunks, so add protein to my food don't dey easy. You fit add them to your rice, spaghetti, noodles or stew 10 minutes before food done.
Now, I know they worry whether them get protein for food because with Maggi soya chunks, I fit give them protein for food.
Protein every day for my family.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition they need: natural grains, protein, and iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
Halilat, Ramadan Kareem to you to Hajia. I see you're doing a little shopping.
Yes, so you know Ramadan is a time to nourish our spirit, minds, and bodies. And I'm stocking up on Bonvita to share with my family and friends so we can all win every day this Ramadan.
I came here for the same reason.
This Ramadan, walk into any store and buy the 450-gram pack of Bonvita today to enjoy 50-gram extra for free. Promo valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
Mama, I like calm. It's him to say you like calm. I tell you, say he no good for you, but you see they talk because say you like calm. My pikin, you know, say I go always get your back, but you got shine your eye well, take carry better thing. Like the new Golden Penny soya and vegetable oil where they for brand new packaging.
The new Golden Penny soya oil contains vitamins A, D, and E with omega-3 and 6 and 0 trans fat. It is available for different sizes. Buy your own for retail store where they near you. Golden Penny oil, eat well, live well.
This year, we're talking about patronage from many different aspects. It's not just giving artists money. It can be helping an artist have an exhibition, giving them exposure, connecting them to the right gallery, the right representative, the right person, giving them studio space to produce, giving them some training, whether it's business training, legal advice. There are so many ways in which you can be a patron of the arts.
Plus 234 Art Fair 2025 holds from March 27th to 31st at the Pan-African Center, brought to you by Soto Gallery and Echo Bank. Admission is free.
Sister chasing all the bags. Come and secure another bag with the Jolly Just Come Welcome offer. Download BetKing app and register today using the promo code FREEBETS to enjoy your 100 Naira instant sign-up bonus and other exciting offers. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Whether you dey rush go enter bus or you dey dance for your party wedding, Nivea Dry Deodorant Roll-On dey for you. E go help you maintain your steez. Nivea Dry Roll-On don dey for affordable 25 ml pack for boys and girls with sabi.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And we still have our open mic on two major issues that we discussed. I keep telling you, though, if you want to enjoy this program and the direction it might take, I'd like to plead with you to listen to us at 7:30, because if, like today now, I guess doesn't show up or shows up late, we might have to refer to what we said this morning. And this morning, the two main issues is that, which we will expand on Thursday, two main issues. That of the INEC chairman. There are some intrigues that are going on in the new appointment for you to give your views on who it, not necessarily who it could be, on what you expect of that person. And then, of course, the story that came out this morning about the our traditional rulers and President Obasanjo. They are angry with what he said, even though I believe most of what he said is true. The only thing is, I think maybe if Obasanjo had said some, maybe if we had used some, like if I like to use the word allegedly, they might have felt better, but it looks like he put them together in one group. And if you look at what happened publicly some months ago, which I didn't support at all, I didn't support that thing at all, where he told the Obas to stand up. And it was like a garrison commander, talking to the recruits. And he shouted at them, "Edide!" Then he That I think is partially a self-inflicted injury in the manner, I'm sorry to say, but truth be told, that some, not all of our traditional rulers, have dispensed themselves in public. Certainly, I don't think back in the 60s and 70s, you need to see, Sheriff, you need to see a photograph that we loved using when I was in the Vanguard in the 80s. Buhari's first coming, when the Sultan of Sokoto, I can't remember whether he visited the Sultan or the Sultan visited him. And Buhari, of course, was the head of state then. It's just because the tradition in the north is not to prostrate. If not, he deferred to him. Because in those days, when you say somebody is the Sultan, Sultan, Emir of Kano, Oni of Ife, Alaafin of Oyo, Olu of Wari. I mentioned the Yoruba leader, but what? The Olowo of Owo. Awujale. So that traditional rulers, sir, some people have brought this self-inflicted injury on you. They've brought it on you. You've crossed the boundaries. Some of you have crossed the boundaries. So rather, sir, respectfully, Kabiezis, rather than be angry with Chief Obasanjo, which you have the right to be, but it also calls for reflection on your part. You cannot continue like this. In another 10, 20 years, Obaship will be completely wiped out. But if that is the way you want it, so fine. Now, people can walk past an Oba in their own domain and decide not to say Kabiesi. Yes. Yes. People can, they've made, in some places, it's so commonplace, and so, we are not saying that we should make it so that we worship him. No. But in any society, there are people that you defer to as long as they behave themselves. And even the head of a household. What Obaship has become in some places in the southwest, indeed, maybe across the country, I don't know. But the one I know is the one I'm talking about. What it has become is very, very worrying. Very worrying. Nǹkan tí ò dáa là ń gbọ́ ń bẹ̀. Nǹkan tí ò sí gbọ́ létí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nùgà. Yes. Nǹkan tí ò sí gbọ́ létí. How can you, Kabiyesi's, you are going for... First of all, Kabiyesi's don't go for every function. Sometimes you even go grace functions of what end of year party, staff award, marriages. Being Oba, it calls for a lot of discipline. And I think something tells me that you cannot be an Oba and be a socialite. It's a contradiction in terms. You cannot be an Oba and say you are a born-again Christian or you are some imam. It's a contradiction in terms. Even if you are going to practice your own religion, you practice it privately. And we can't have an Oba kneeling down in front of a pastor now. The pastor puts his hands on his head. Let's be honest with ourselves. Because an Oba is not, in our eyes, is not an ordinary human being. He's almost like a deity. And if those are our beliefs, those are our beliefs. We have no apologies for it. And when anywhere you go, you are not David Sumono or Lani Akiode. You are not. You are the Oba. You are the representative of the people. You are the deity of the people. And all these things have their purposes, because a man who does not have a proper identity is malleable to all kinds of things. And that is what has brought us where we are today. One of the biggest problems we've had in Nigeria is we have refused to stick to our identity and our values. We have pandered towards the values of either those who colonized us directly, politically, or those who colonized us by religion. Not one, not two. That's the honest to God truth. We don't know that having recognized that religion is politics. The first set of born-again churches here, they were flying American flags. Why? Investigate, find out. And they set our people thinking. And before we know it, when you have a conflict of identify in a man, he can never be a complete man. He can never be a complete man. In some churches now, they say you must wear suits to be in this heat. you must wear suits to be a worker. Why can't you wear a kaftan? In the Bible, are you told that you must wear suits? Why can't you wear a kaftan? In the other religion now, you have people who ordinarily should be Mr. They have all kinds of titles that even they don't understand the meaning. Why do we do this? We cannot grow. So that is, I don't know, I found myself delivering a lecture this morning. Let's pick a call. Hello, good morning.
Oga Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Robert.
Yes.
Oga Jimmy, good morning, sir. Oga Jimmy, you see what we are talking about. There was one about that I saw on social media.
Yes.
The chain on his neck and the one in his hand and the one in his, the gobble on his eye. If they put those things, Oga, it's not a joke. Formerly, I was thinking that it was an AI generated stuff. But when I look at it properly, I say, no, this will not be AI. If you put that thing on a scale, they will weigh up more than 50 kg.
Yeah, but now fake now.
Chain.
No be good. Now fake. Now fake. It's gold plated.
The chain was almost 30 grams. The necklace on the neck, Obao, in this Lagos. Okay, sir. Thank you.
No, don't worry about that one. You cannot have gold. That thing cannot become. I be Sheriff Kiloro.
It's unlikely.
It's almost impossible.
Unlikely.
You use the
It's long now. That thing is long now. It's very long.
Do you know the weight? It cannot be
gold. The weight alone, sir.
The weight in gold, it cannot be gold. In fact, something tells me that if it is real gold, his neck will be bent.
Oh, my
Walorun. Usually it's all these bling. It's what we call bling bling. It's not gold. And then we did a gallant and spraying Fuji. And they all have this thing now. I wonder how many policemen. We need to call on the IG to please account for the number of policemen we have who are doing escorts to Obas and politicians, and who are doing escorts to Obas and politicians and VIPs. Is that where our taxes money is going? Oba will have one male. No, Oba cannot have one. No. He will have maybe 3. Olori too will have one female policeman. The same thing with the elite. One popular musician. I did a count on his own. I investigated. He has about 4 that follow him in the Hilux. He's one of his wives has one female who helps auntie carry bag and everything to functions. He has his policemen guarding his house in Lagos. He has policemen guarding his house in, I think, in Djibouti or wherever it is. And I ask myself, how many policemen do we have in the register? How many are in what we will call active duty for the public? Remember that Nigeria is seriously under police. And we keep begging every subsequent IG to rethink this idea of posting policemen to all manners of VIP. If you go to any club at night, any club or lounge of substance, for every one person that is inside there, you will see a minimum of 2 vehicles. The first vehicle will be his own, and he will recover the number plates with police around, though. The second vehicle will have a Hilux, they call them Hilux, all these vans, and they will have nothing less than 3 mopo. At least 2 of them will carry firearms. So in a nightclub, sometimes you can have enough policemen there to start a war if the need arises. Why do we live like this? And for how long are we going to do this? We need to ask ourselves these questions. One of the things that is going to help us in Nigeria, we have to have a revolution of some sort. Not revolution of carrying guns. No, revolution of thinking. Thinking. Learning to do things the right way. We need to have it. I was just having a conversation with Sheriff when we were offline. I still spoke to my guest 30 minutes ago. Should have been here 10 to 9. Chief Bode George, the day he came here, he was already in the studio at 8:30. And then you saunter in at 10 o'clock and you want, what am I supposed to do? Break the program to accommodate you so that everybody can know that you are a superstar. That is not the kind of culture that is going to help us, and I will not tolerate it. Neither will I support it. We need to have a complete change in the way we do our things. It's very sad. Oh yeah, next caller, please. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, morning. How are you?
Calling the female
Uncle
line.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
did
calling
I
the
remind
female.
you, when you go to Uber,
You'll be man now.
have you
You are
noticed
calling the female line. Eh? That's what we're part of. What we are talking about. You have the male line. You didn't call that one. I mean, you don't become woman.
Yeah.
The mail line is 0201277099.
Jimmy.
Good morning, Pastor Adipo from Urile Goma.
The idea Eric Mo.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Uncle Jimmy, these things, the way they are going, I think the major issue is because everything in Nigeria has been turned to material possession. Uncle Jimmy, there was a time in this country, there is this organization, they call the Civil Liberty Organization.
Yes.
Those people fought the military, even up to the time of Obasanjo and Jonathan.
Yes.
Suddenly, that organization is gone.
Yes.
What is going on? I discovered that even some of the activists that I personally know, some of them are working with this government now.
Yes.
It's surprising. So when you talk about others, even pastors, how some of us emerge now.
Come, wait, first. Identify yourself. You get police escort. Maybe you are a pastor.
Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
The day you saw me, did you see any police around?
That day, because you know I would be there.
Uncle Jimmy, did you see any police?
Because but you plan when you put it in prayer every day. That one day you'll be in a position.
See, Uncle Jimmy, on a serious note.
Yes.
These things are demeaning our police institution. Seriously.
Not just the police institution, even our country. What it also does. Sorry to say this, part, but keep on the line. What it also does is that it sets an example a bad example to the younger ones. If you continue like this, 10 years from now, you won't be able to walk the streets without an escort.
Uncle Jimmy.
Because there'll be nobody. Go on.
Yes, Uncle Jimmy, in those days, you hardly hear about Oba's divorce. Today, Oba just married today, next tomorrow they are divorced. All over the newspaper. It has bastardized a lot of things. Well, it is well. Nigeria will be okay.
Come to think of it, Sheriff. In those days, we can only walk away from the palace.
I seriously doubt it.
Because what would happen is that even if she did, the tradition I was taught and I grew up with is that to put it direct translation to English, you don't go to where an Oba has been. She will not find any man to go near her. Of course, you know what
She will never remarry. She will never have any new companions.
See what happened in the case of that musician.
Do you think that's what happened?
What they say in Yoruba, what I heard they say is that Toba Wobiti Obati Wolo. They didn't say you will die, you. Only rada rede rede loma gbenye.
Okay.
Do you know the meaning of rada rede rede?
Rada.
Not rada. It's not rede. You see, so he was saying that in those days, even if you had to live as an Oba's wife, you won't be known anyway. Most cases, you won't be known. You just live quietly. What this country is becoming, I'm very, very sad. I'm very, very sad to be this old at this time, that after all the years, the country has almost gone completely down the drain in all manners possible. I find it completely sad. I find it very sad.
Some of the young people will find it hard to connect because they've never seen
Yes, they haven't.
That time.
So
that
they think that's what I meant by the example setting. And that's why Akabiasis must sacrifice themselves. I advise some of them to do a rethink. I think the people need to make demands of them to live up to their calling. Being an Oba is a calling, and it's a privilege. And that's why Ifa selects. The thinking behind Ifa selection is that is good. The Yoruba, if you look at Yoruba culture, nothing happens by accident. The gods would have selected you. From the day an Oba is born, he would have predicted. If they have a good Ifa seer, he would have told them that Ojola, this is what is going to be. Kabiesi are here. The Kabiesi. Kabiesi, I don't know, was a young man enjoying himself in England. And when Ifa picked him, he had already gotten his degree in accountancy. I don't think he was ready. I don't even think he agreed. But in those days, there were ways of which he would have boarded the plane. He's only on arrival. He will be wondering, how did I get I got to go. Thank you very much. One more time. I apologize, for raising the stakes so much, and whatever happened. I can assure you it won't happen again. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow. Remember what Chinedu and I have for you tomorrow. We are going to be talking about who am I. Okay, who am I? And we'll be picking the two best ones that we can work with. We'll go for lunch. And Chinedu and myself have said that whatever it takes, we'll try to get such a person and add employment. And Chinedu has even said that he will spend part of his time training these two people. So you probably want to be your best tomorrow. I plead tomorrow, elderly, those who are well settled, so please leave the arena for those for whom it concerns. And let's learn again. Tomorrow, all this Pastor Ladipo all God is taking care of you. Leave the place for the younger people to call in tomorrow. Sheriff, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry this kind of incident happened in front of you, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. What's Up Lagos comes up next. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's